We're live. Hey, everyone. Good evening. Good evening to one and all. Yes, we are the Pontificators. I am RT Bear. I am coming to you live from Hack Shack Studios. This is where the magic happens, baby. This is where all the comic books I write and draw happen, right from this place. Right here, baby. So we're gonna BS our way through another 2 hours of Pontificators. All the guys are gonna be in here soon, and we got a good show. We got a couple subjects here for you guys, and we're just gonna kind of fudge our way through the next 2 hours. So I hope you guys will be thoroughly entertained by our razzle dazzle, and this is very interactive, you guys. Pontificators is very interactive, so we like to, get feedback from you guys in the chat here. So if you guys have input, fire away. If you guys have jokes are always welcome. And Little Arrow is here. Little Arrow is here to hang out with us on the Pontificators. Say hi, Arrow. He's not going to talk. He's just going to hang out. So speaking of hanging out, let's see what you guys are doing. You guys got in here quick. We got Richard Dupe, the Dupester, Hell Art, Hell Comicsgate, and Hell Chat and Bananas to All. I had a banana today. It was delicious. Leg Kick 1. Hello, RT Bear. Hey, what's up, Leg Kick? Unhinged. I love you. I love you too, Unhinged. I mean that with all my heart. What is this? One slick dude opposed to two slick dudes. Greetings from the one slick dude. Let's see. We got Edwin the Bloodbone Ashcan coming out October 5th. October's a good month. October 7th. That's my B-Day. So you guys look forward to Edwin's new book, Edwin the Ace's Bloodbone. Should be good, man. Edwin always delivers, and it's always a good time. Always a good time. Wow, this chat is moving like crazy. Tech Zombie, hell y'all. Let's see. Hank says, RT Bear. I will not bear anything. There will be no clothing discard on this live stream. Marcus says, Hail Art, just back black and white last week. Well, thank you so much, Marcus. Black and white is still heating up the airwaves, as they say in radio land. Past Master, it wouldn't be a show without Past Master and his monkey Dan. Don't break a hip, razzle. How dare you? How dare you? Razzle dazzle. All the kids are saying razzle dazzle. Doggo. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. We're getting people in here. I see people coming in. So we got some people in the back room here. We're gonna put a show together for you guys. Richie, hey Arrow. Dupe, hey, what is this? Micra? I think that's how you say your name. Ahoy, chat, and T-Bear. Dan says hello. Let me see. We caught up yet? Tarks9 says, Hail Comicsgate. Hell to the Comicsgate. Hell yeah to the Comicsgate, I say. Citizens Ronan says, Hail everyone. Am I caught up? No, Peter Orchard Studios. What's up? God, let me see. We got Hollywood. Hell Art, and the rest of the Pontificators crew. Well, let me see. Oh my God, we got MD Boner. We got some boner action here. We're gonna get some butt stuff going too. We always get the butt stuff. Let me see if I see any new names. We got Lama Hagante. I don't know how you say that. Wait a minute. What is this? T-Bear or T-Bear? Yes. We got Joseph Dredd in the house. We got Vic. Man, you guys are. This is cool, man. This is good. We got quite an audience here. Hey, Jeremy. Blackjack. Jetto. I like that. Jetto Jaga. Jaga. Have I caught up yet? Have I caught up? These guys in the back are being very patient with me. Wait, I thought I saw a new name. There's a boogie in the butt, boogie in the butt. Yeah, well, you know what? Without further ado, let's get some of the pontificators in here. I got a brown brother from down under. That's what I always say about Pedro Ang, that he's from down under, but he really isn't. I don't know where the hell he's from, to be honest. All I know is that he comes on the show and he kicks ass, and he's a brilliant artist writer. So let's get Pedro Ang in here. What's up?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, chat.
So how's it like down under?
No, I've never been to Australia. I'm in Central America, man. In Panama.
So is that down under from somewhere, I imagine?
It's below Mexico and Honduras and some other.
Okay, on the big scale, of things, are you guys better than the Mexicans?
We're taller. That counts. That counts for something. And I don't know. Mexicans are proud, man. I don't want to mess with Mexico. They're more than us.
Yeah.
So,
their whole system's pretty damn corrupt, though. I guess yours is fairly corrupt.
Actually, our system is corrupt, but you can make a lot of money down here.
I mean, I'm sure if you wanted to sell drugs in Mexico.
No. Actually, everybody else does the drugs. We do their banking.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it works. So it's kind of like.
So you heard it here. Pedro's people are better than the Mexicans because they can do their taxes.
Yeah, we do the banking, and we're taller.
You guys are like the Jews of.
Yeah, the brown Jews. We started with the racism.
Well, you know, we're gonna get into some butt stuff here.
Yeah.
We got the sexiest man in comics, the sexiest man drawing comics. This guy draws the Babelicious comics, and he does very, very well. He's very successful with this niche, this TNA niche that he's carved out for himself. And we are so lucky to have him. So without further ado, Mr. Clint Holinsky.
Yo, gentlemen. What's up?
Clint?
What's up, chat? Hail, CG. Hail, chat. I'm at a different angle tonight. I'm trying something a little different.
Yeah.
Do some inking while I'm talking. So,
nice.
I'm gonna be multitasking.
This is gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, we'll see if that works out. I just realized I've got a whole bunch of extra stuff that I need to draw and get done. So
it looks like you went out and braved the weather and got a haircut too. No?
I basically since COVID started, I've been cutting my own hair.
Oh man,
nice job there. You can kind of see it a little bit. I got the Flowbee. If you remember the Flowbee from the 80s, remember that SNL?
Is that the Wayne's World thing?
Yeah, the Saturday Night Live Wayne's World. They did it, and like the blood would start scaring me. It was like
it's like don't buzz me, dude.
Yeah, it was like the vacuum cleaner attachment stuck to your head.
Well, I think they called it the suck. It was the suck cut, right?
Yes, the suck and cut.
And then it was like, well, it definitely does suck.
It definitely does suck. Exactly.
God bless those two knuckleheads. Wait a minute. Already, the money's pouring in.
Holy cow.
Piggy for $4.99 super chat. Fish for you. Well, thank you. Nice. I had some salmon last night. It was absolutely delicious.
Nice.
Awesome.
We have this place called there's getting a little buzz going here. What is
this? Iodine 74 says, rest in peace, Jeff Beck. Is Jeff Beck dead?
Yeah, Jeff Beck. I saw that somewhere else.
Oh, he died?
No.
Wow, he was good. He was good buddies with what's his name? That his wife pooped in his bed. Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
Oh, sure. Was he a Hollywood vampire?
Yeah, he was probably a Hollywood vampire. But anyways, yeah, we have this place called HEB here in Texas, and they have these like prepared meals, and they have this great salmon. My wife likes the steak meals they have, but they have some delicious salmon here, and that's what I had last night. But hey, we're just monopolizing everything, and I can tell the guy backstage right now is just chomping at the bits. He wants to get out, and he wants to entertain you because that's what he does. And he's a little late to the game. He's a newbie in Comicsgate. But we won't hold it against him. He's making up for lost time, this guy right here. He's doing a lot of damage. He's taking names, and his name is Deth Raider, Rob Hunter.
Oh, yeah, taking damage. That's what I do. I don't deal it out. I take it.
Yeah, you delved it out. Yeah, but it doesn't look like you're in your storage unit right now.
No. This is actually where my table is and stuff. This is where the magic happens.
This is the war room.
Yeah, exactly.
The magic storage room. Yeah, nice.
It's just as messy as the storage room, but different location.
Okay, nice. Where's the stripper pole at? Where's what?
That is in the storage room, but I had to take it down. Unfortunately, I kept kicking the computer, so I don't know my own strength, and I'm not very agile.
Yeah, and computers are expensive, so you don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, they are.
Our computers have our life freaking work in them, man. I have backups after backups. I don't know if you guys do, but man, it's a scary place we live in now, that we could lose information.
I mean, I do backup on freaking Google Drive.
Dropbox for me, man. I swear my Dropbox. No.
The Dropbox is cool too, but like
I lost many hard drives. So
that's what I have.
I work every 5 years.
Yeah, I have multiple hard drive backups.
Do any of you guys understand how the cloud works?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but I heard that it's not necessarily a great place because you're trusting a company with all your stuff.
You're trusting the internet.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, and I'm like, this doesn't seem perfect.
Yeah, and I don't trust anybody to that extent.
So
and speaking of trust,
how many hard drives do you have in your computers?
Oh, how many hard drives?
Yeah,
Uno.
Well, I have 5
for one computer.
Yeah, for one computer.
Well, you do animation,
but it's
I have 7.
Exactly. You have to back up everything.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like hard drive, like backups. Yeah. I have 3.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
2 computers, 7 drives between them. So.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's get this other guy in. Speaking of hard drives and hard driving, hard driving individual. He likes to get himself in trouble, especially with really powerful entities like Warner Brothers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And but he's very principled as well. There's only one fault. He loves Peter Parker. And
that's right.
See, Rob and I are in agreement on this. Like, Spider-Man's a great character. Peter Parker,
he's a sap. He's a loser. He's a dweeb.
He's a loser.
Way to introduce.
Why don't we shoot him? Well, I think I butchered Clint's last week, so I got to butcher somebody. It's it's tradition right now. So without further ado, let's get sales price. What is that sales price? Chicken breast
boneless.
I couldn't get in because StreamYard wouldn't let me sign in. When you tap to sign in your name, it wouldn't, the keypad wouldn't come up. I couldn't write anything, but it would allow you to scan something. So I just had I had a supermarket flyer.
Nice.
That's
hey, Chris,
awesome.
you have a nice Russian mobster look
That's
today.
how I am today.
It's awesome.
It's chicken breast boneless.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to call you. I'm just going to call you Boneless Breast.
Yes. No, that is awesome.
Best kind.
Well, it seems like it's been a while, Chris. His real name is Chris. And he actually has a real name. And it seems like it's been a while, right? It's
been a couple of weeks because I missed the Christmas show.
Yeah, and last week I think.
No. Yeah.
Clint did not like that answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clint's smacking around his camera.
I should have spent a little bit more time setting this up.
Especially how long I kept you in the backstage area.
Hey, it looks perfect. It's a nice like upward angle. We can see your chin. It's awesome.
We can see your chin.
Chins.
Your manly chin. Oh my gosh. Well, people are yelling, was. Yes, so they love.
There we go.
Yeah, they love the was. What is this? Darren says Peter Parker is better as a poor man than a tech millionaire. I don't know, man. I there's two Peter Parkers I liked. When he married Mary Jane, that was cool. And when he became a teacher at a college, I thought that was pretty good. Was that Ramita Jr.'s run?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him when he was in McFarlane's run. He was a successful photographer.
That's when he married Mary Jane, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
like
he knows how to write them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, heroes need strife. They can't fucking, be running around with supermodel wives and,
Hey, Chris, have you ever been married? It's strife, baby.
Hey, he's got strife. Venom was beating on his ass during that time, so he had all the strife he could handle.
Yeah, boneless breast.
Yeah, come on.
You should know that.
Chris is probably he'll win his lawsuit and DC will fold and we'll have to blame it on Chris.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a worst case scenario, though.
Might be doing
what DC is doing right now is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, it might be the best case scenario. Yeah. So you never know. And then as soon as he wins that, he's going to sue me for all my slanderous Peter Parker remarks.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got buy Spider-Man.
For libel.
Yeah. Chris is going to get Sue happy. He's just going to start suing everybody.
Bigger happy wasn't here. Suing everybody.
I didn't sue DC. DC sued me.
Oh, that's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you claim that now. Yeah. Do you want to give anybody an update on that, or at least?
Well, the short version is everybody knows, and that they used my story for the last Batman film, and it's a story I gave right to the executive producer, and he took my name right off it and started shopping it as basically his own. And that's the story he gave to Matt Reeves to work from, clearly. And so, I sued Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers isn't denying it. They're just saying, well, you didn't have permission to write that story, so basically we own it. So that's their comeback. They're not even denying it's my story. They're just saying they're trying to make a claim that I had no permission to write it. Do you remember getting permission to submit stories in 1990?
No, and the thing is, from how I understand these suits usually work, is they want to connect dots. So they need proof. Well, you need proof that they got the story, right?
Yeah,
so that's usually like always deny. That's usually what the corporations do. We don't even know who Chris Wozniak is.
We never got that story.
That's how they do it. But this one. Yeah. They're giving it to you. They're saying, oh, yeah, you didn't have permission to write this. Meaning, we got it. We acknowledged it.
Of course they did.
Right. And so that seems like a lot of the heavy lifting is already done for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. That's solid logic.
Yeah, but think about what it is that they're trying to make a precedent for. They're basically saying that, just because it has Batman in it, we can take it from you, and it's our property, not yours. So, what are they talking about here? Are they going to go online and collect, every Batman sketch and then put out sketchbooks and not credit people? And there's all kinds of, crazy
legal precedent. Yeah.
I think I'm no lawyer, as most of you know, but I think you have to set a precedent. And when a precedent has already been set, when you have 30, 40 years of history of letting creatives use Batman to write spec scripts. I mean, they probably accepted spec scripts from other writers, and you can probably bring those writers in and say,
we've got a bunch of guys that we're gonna call in, and we're gonna and the thing is, I'm gonna be calling in their guys because let them go online, let them fucking take the stand and lie, because then we'll just blow them up one at a time. So,
yeah. I mean, this is not the same situation you're in, Chris, but Wizards of the Coast is facing the same problem because they have the open license, so people write a lot of material for D&D, but it doesn't belong to Wizards of the Coast. So they're coming with a new deal where Wizards of the Coast basically say, if you use our system, we can grab your IP and make movies. Like now they want to make like D&D movies, and dude, it's a damn dirty shame, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there has to be. Listen, I wrote the story, right? Matt Reeves did not write the fucking story. He just took it and worked on it. He fluffed it out, right? So I wrote the story. Therefore, it's my fucking property, and I don't give a shit if it has Batman in it. I wrote the story, and if you want it, you need to buy it and negotiate a deal with me. You can't just take my shit and then go make movies out of it, which is what they did, and now they're trying to cover their ass for it, So I mean, it's just it's a ridiculous case, and they know it is, and they are basically just going to throw a lot of money at me, or try to fucking put up roadblocks or whatever with this stupid.
They're just going to drag it out until they bankrupt you.
And, as if I'm going somewhere. Fuck them. I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
And
well, the attitude, man.
I'm not doing that shit.
Well, let's bring another person into this conversation, and let's see what this man myth, my partner in crime, Mr. Comic Book Bob. What's up, my friend?
Oh, me. Oh shit. Okay.
Dude,
there he goes.
Yeah, we're talking about Chris's lawsuit a little bit, and I wanted to do like a real quick round robin about that Matt Reeves Batman. I haven't seen it. I was advised, because I'm a huge Batman fan. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's the Michael Keaton cowl right there on my bookshelf. And
you've never shown us that.
No, never. But I just want to show you how much of a Batman fan. Like, I got my Batman cars over here. I got all kinds of cool stuff around here. But the thing is, I was advised not to see it because they were like, "You're not going to like this." So I was wondering what you guys, if you've seen it, and what you think of it. So Pedro, what have you seen? The Matt Reeves Batman?
That's the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you like it?
Did we lose them?
Okay, so I didn't like the actor. I didn't like the actor they picked for like the glowy vampire kid. It's just
the Twilight kid.
Yeah, he doesn't look like Batman to me. And Catwoman. No, I don't like Lenny Kravitz's daughter either. It's just, I don't know. Like, I couldn't connect with the characters. The story was all right. Like, I really enjoyed what they did with the Riddler. That was cool.
And that's because of Chris.
Yeah, I guess. But every time like Batman opened his mouth, it was like.
So you didn't care for the actors that were in it. I saw a documentary, and that's about the extent of it. And I don't know that Matt Reeves. I didn't really care for him, man. I thought that he was kind of blowhardy and a little too he was like kind of like a not SJW fully, but there was something about the guy that seemed very kind of not on the up and up, and I didn't care for it. Also, he's got that porn stash. Like, what is that all about?
The rape stash from the 80s. Yeah, and not only that, I did enjoy.
There we go.
What's the name of that Irish actor? The guy who played the Penguin.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell was cool.
Yeah,
but
he was the best part of the movie.
Oh, a quick aside. I doubled for Colin Farrell in Heart's War, the movie with Bruce Willis.
Cool.
Seriously, I did. Because one of the subplots was he was because they're in a what do they call those camps? Those like war camps. And so Colin Farrell's character was an artist. So he kind of kept the sketchbook. And so all those drawings in the sketchbook and around his bunk and everything, those were my drawings. So they hired me to do all the drawings.
Oh, cool.
Which I did. And also they wanted, like, as pickup shots, they wanted to have like Colin Farrell drawing something. And so they dressed me up like him. He was there for the pickups. I got to meet him. And so they sat me into the bunk. And so then like the front on shots are all him. And then like over the shoulder shots are like me. And so so they just video or just film me drawing, and they had like a what do you call them, like a animal wrangler, because I had a cat on my lap, so I had to draw while I had this cat on my lap. It was
That's
really
so cool. So
it was
really
really
on the set getting filmed. Like,
so you were in a stand-in. Nice.
Yeah, it was
the
fun.
first time I'm hearing about it.
It was fun.
Cool art.
I had an art director friend, and he's like, "You look like Colin Farrell from the side, like 3/4 back view." And I was like, "Well, thank you."
Back view.
You know?
Did you ever ask him why he knew Colin Farrell's back view so well?
Oh shit! No, I wouldn't have got the gig. But anyway, So I saw the documentary, and I mean, I didn't like the art direction of the new Batman movie. I'm not really a fan of the actors either. But what did you think, Clint? Did you see the new Batman?
I have gotten less critical as time's gone by, just because so much stuff sucks. I thought it was an entertaining movie. I didn't like. I could deal with Edward as Batman. Like, you know, they were going for a very goth, and a younger audience than me. Like, I don't hold it against movies now when I'm not the target demographic anymore. I kind of understand it, and like, those actors are gonna appeal to a certain demographic that's, you know, younger than me. I liked the movie. I thought it was good. There's so very few movies that I can sit through. This was a long ass movie.
That's what I heard.
And I watched it on streaming. I didn't see it in the theater, which probably made me. I don't know if I could have sat through it in the theater because it was so long. But breaking it up into 2 nights at home, you know, on a weekend, you know, it was entertaining. I thought the script was great, Chris. So well done there. I didn't mind Edward as Batman. I could live with that. Like, there's been enough Batmans. He was better than George Clooney.
Well, who is
oh, come on.
Kravitz. Zoe was a hot Catwoman. The Penguin guy, Colin Farrell, or what is his name? Yeah,
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, that was entertaining. I don't know why on earth they would be making a solo HBO miniseries with Colin Farrell as the Penguin, other than like some producer just wants to spend more time around Colin Farrell or something.
Well, apparently he looks good from the back.
Yeah,
he was the best dude. He was the best thing on the friggin' movie, though.
Yeah,
well, that's what I heard. Like, the best scene in the movie is
a HBO miniseries out of that, because
about how he rose to power.
It's weird.
But the car chase I heard with Colin Farrell is like the best.
It's really good.
Yeah, and that was great.
I don't like that Batmobile, man. That Batmobile was shit.
I didn't like the art direction on most of the stuff. Although I do have to say, once they armored up. What is the actor's name that played Batman?
Pattinson?
What's that?
Robert Pattinson.
Oh, Patterson. Yeah. They look great from a silhouette. Like the Catwoman character and Batman, they look great from a silhouette. And I think Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, I thought she was pretty smoking. I heard she said something. She says something very SJW about privilege or something.
She's got a French woke line in there, but
yeah, and I heard it's not great, but in context, you know, it passes. It's passable. But I want to hear what Rob has to say. Have you seen the movie yet, Rob?
Yeah, I watched it in the theater. My wife and we watched it in one of those movie theaters where you can order dinner. And as soon as I was done eating, I realized how much I hated it. I leaned over to her and asked her, I go, if you don't like this movie, we can just go. And she said, no, I like it. And I'm like, oh. And then like 20 minutes later, I go, do you still like it? And she's like, yeah. And I go, oh. So I had to sit there and just kind of take it.
Oh. How was the food, though?
If I had watched it by myself, I would have left as soon as I had finished eating. I thought it had a really bad precedence. It was because Joker they made for $35 million, then they made this for like $90 million. I don't want to watch a $90 million low budget superhero movie. And it was obvious that Warner Brothers doesn't want to, they want to still make $1 billion, but they don't want to spend any money making the movie. So I already kind of knew going in that I probably wasn't going to like it. And then I just watched it and was like, yeah, there's no money in any of these scenes. It looked like a 3-hour version of a CW episode.
Well, that's why they stole the idea
stuff
from Chris. They didn't want to pay for it.
They didn't want to pay for anything. Yeah, they spent money on one scene, and that was the Batmobile. And I thought even the Batmobile chase stuff on the bridge and stuff on the highway or whatever, I thought that was really repetitive and was nothing new. I'm just like, I've seen all these shots, I've seen all this fighting before. There was nothing new. It just felt like a computer, like Matt Reeves stole a script and then a computer choreographed the scenes for him, like just sampling. Like he literally sampled the entire movie the way he stole the script.
Yeah, the one thing I did like is usually like these trailers. I used to give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, and there's a scene with Jonathan and young Clark, and he says, "Should I not save them?" And then the dad's like thinks about it. It's like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have. Like that. And then you're just like, what the fuck? This is not Jonathan Kent. This is fucked up. And so then there's this part of me that goes, this is great because it got me to react. Like I'm invested now. Like I'm pissed. I'm intrigued, right? But the thing is, they didn't play against it. That was there. That it never gets really resolved. It becomes like Jonathan Kent was a horrible father. He didn't really understand his kid. He didn't understand the calling. He didn't understand the gift. He didn't understand that stuff.
He was afraid.
So
the world was going to take his son and
exploit him or do an ET on him and tear him apart with scientists.
Yeah,
but
good luck with that.
Yeah, the thing is they did that with Batman, and what they did is Batman is beating those guys up, and then they do the play on like the Keaton thing. It's like, who are you or whatever. He goes, I'm vengeance. And then I was like, that's fucked up. That's wrong. Batman is not vengeance. Like this is not right. So I was like, no, this is not my movie. But then later, like the story is like he is vengeance at that moment in time. But then he learns that he needs to be more. Like he needs to be justice. He needs to, be something that somebody can respect and look up to and all that. And so I thought as a hero's journey, and as like he starts off as this irresponsible guy that just wants to make everybody pay, and then he realizes as the story progresses that he has to be more than that. And so then he does work his way into justice. And I thought, well, that could be a good story arc for that character. Although I still didn't go see it, and I had nobody that gave me any hope that it was any good. So Bob, what is your input?
I think it's worth watching at least once. There's some cool shots cinematography wise. I like the way Gotham looked. Because it looked like Gotham. It was dingy. It was dark. Pattinson.
He wasn't terrible.
He wasn't terrible, but the thing is there was no whenever people, anybody that understands Batman knows that there's a delineation between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Mm-hmm. Even when he's not around anybody, even when it's just Alfred, when he's not wearing the cowl, he acts differently. There was no difference in him in this. When he was Bruce Wayne, he was just as dark and broody as he was when he was Batman.
Yeah, he was emo. Bruce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and understandably, this is like really early on in his crusade, and he's still figuring things out. I'm okay with that. Ropes. The one thing I did like about it was they did bring the detective back into it. He wasn't just Gadget; he was figuring shit out.
There's like one Batman. Thing about Matt Reeves, now that you're talking, and when I saw that documentary, I was like, you're a douche. Like, I hate this kind of stuff where people think that they're really, really creative and they pat themselves on the back and they said, you know what? He had this observation, this brilliant, insightful observation. He goes, all the Batman stuff has really been done. There's not a whole lot left. He goes, but there's always been one thing that's bugged me. It's like he's got this black makeup behind the mask. And then when he takes off the cowl, he doesn't have the black makeup on anymore. And it's like, that's not our Batman. You know how they talk all pretentious? That's not our Batman. My Batman has the makeup when he pulls the mask off and there's whatever. And then it cuts to a scene where the makeup person's like smudging stuff off and then she's squirting it and it's kind of bleeding down, looking all emo and everything. And I was like, this is it? This is your contribution? Like when you have to focus on something that minuscule and that stupid.
And didn't Keaton did that?
But when he pulled off the cowl, he didn't have the makeup on.
No.
I don't give a shit.
Second one, not in the second one, didn't he?
Yeah, and Batman Returns. I think
like literally he's taking a point for like that's just like movie magic. It's guess what? If he has a mask on and he's got skin under it, but it doesn't look right. So these are just these are just things you do in movies.
Dude's dressed like a bat. He's out there being a superhero. And that's the thing you have a problem with.
Yeah, so he's figured out one aspect of it, and then he's patting himself on the back like he's some kind of like this will be part of how Batman's portrayed moving forward. You know, like all this stuff. Could you see like you have Ben Affleck and he pulls the cowl off. He's got this like mascara. This mascara look is all bleeding down his face. It's like fuck you. This is stupid.
Oh my god.
Well,
but
he knew he couldn't compete with Zack Snyder's choreography of action in the Batman movies because he had $90 million.
That was awesome.
I will say this though, the scene where he beats down the friggin' the gang member at the very beginning.
Yeah,
I like that because that has a psychological like.
Yeah,
people don't understand that Batman doesn't just wade into a fight; he uses psychology. So when that dude comes up and he doesn't just knock him out, he beats the piss out of that dude. Like in those guys, he's beating that guy into the friggin' concrete.
Well, I think before that, what they did that was smart is they had the hooligans. They had them laugh at him. They thought he was funny, right? Yeah. Is that scene? And then he shows like. That he's vengeance, and so I think like some of that worked, but overall, like I had nobody because they all know that I love Batman. Nobody said
the biggest issue I had. The biggest issue I had was that it's almost like they had to get out of here. It's almost like they had to diminish him in some way, so that Batwoman could be like like she didn't rely on him or anything like that. Like they had to diminish Batman a little bit so to prop her up. And I'm like, well, if you do this right, you don't have to do that. You know?
Oh, you mean Catwoman?
Yeah, Catwoman. Yeah.
Even Riddler.
Yeah.
Even Riddler.
And even Riddler,
It's a less cool Batman so that Riddler is more competitive.
And the whole thing where basically they're making out that the Riddler is smarter than he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That shouldn't be that either because that's part of that Riddler's driving force is the fact that he realizes Batman is actually smarter than he is and it drives him crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you guys like Batman with his costume and his backpack while he rode around on a motorcycle?
That was friggin' dumb. You've got 40 pounds of friggin' body armor packed in a friggin' red backpack.
Well, you know what, Matt Reeves? Well, you know what, Matt Reeves? Batman moving forward is going to have a backpack.
A backpack.
You hero.
Not even a cosplayer could do that.
No, and it's like I don't know if if
the cowl alone wouldn't fit in the backpack.
If that was part of your script.
Well, that was a merchandising opportunity missed. The backpack.
Yeah, the backpack. But it felt like they tried to take backpack on. It felt like they tried to take
Clint,
pieces
did you see
of
this one? Batscara. There's another.
Oh, there we go. Another one. Yeah. Maybe it's Maybelline.
But it felt like they took.
You remember that? Batscara.
You remember that? You remember that storyline, No Man's Land?
Yeah.
It felt like they tried to take pieces of that and add and push that into the story as well with the whole thing. And I don't know if that was just a part of the script it was or because this your script predates No Man's Land, so
yeah.
So I don't know if that was the case.
You know, I just wrote the Riddler story. The Catwoman and Penguin subplots were added.
With them breaking the dams and all that stuff. That was that part of your.
No, my Riddler tries to kill everyone with the plague. And Riddler kills someone with a flood, but it's still a biblical.
Yeah, a whole biblical thing.
It's just they took my story and because I had an older global, older Batman global story, and all they did was make it younger Batman, and then all the other story elements, they just changed it so they could fit it inside Gotham. So my global plague becomes a local flood, and shit like that. So it's a 1-to-1.
But even that, the whole damn thing, that was like just taken from No Man's Land.
Well, they also did like something like that in Zack Snyder's, was it Justice League, where like the tunnel
explode and floods,
and then floods and stuff. So they did like the big water effect in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Well, but as far as as far as the movie's concerned, I don't think it's bad. I just think that it would have been better. It could have been better. Pattinson, from what I understand, he got all emo and shit and didn't want to work out and get the physique. And I'm like, dude,
but it didn't matter, man. Like when they put him in that suit, like I said, his silhouette.
He still would have looked better if he'd put on another like 20 pounds of muscle, man.
Maybe, but I don't like the costume itself, but in silhouette and as his just, if you just take the lines are pretty stark. They're pretty good. Yeah. Like I think, like for me, the worst was the cowl and that he had a collar. I'm thinking like
the collar was a little.
Fuck, does he have a collar for?
Yeah.
Well, I forgave a lot because again, this is supposed to be basically him year one. I had more issue with some of the side characters, like the whole what was John Turturro's character? I can't
the gangster.
The it starts with an M. No, it starts with an M. It's the big famous mafia
Falcone.
Falcone, yeah.
Falcone.
He was his first name was an M though, but the whole Falcone thing connecting with Catwoman, I thought was kind of like you didn't need him in there. You honestly didn't need him. You could have had the connection, her just wanting revenge on Penguin.
Well, is that stuff
in problem with that? Anytime that they pick up a story to use as a film, the bean counters, they want those extra characters in there. It's all for merchandise, right? It might not have anything to do with the story at all, but you got to cram them in.
Yeah, that Falcone action figure is going to bring in.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's a banger.
Get all the Catwoman fucking Penguin shit, in there. They got to make excuses for it to be there. That's the real problem with it. Is that like you're not writing from a sense of story. You're writing for a sense of fulfillment to, certain earmarks that you got to hit. We need this many characters so we can sell this many toys, and so those extra characters in there are always going to ruin. The integrity of the movie,
Yeah, they just want more actors on the billing list.
That's
so there were so just to sum my take up, there were elements I liked. I liked the fact that and almost all of it's at the very beginning of the movie when the signal goes up and everybody immediately starts shitting their pants, because that's exactly the way it should be. That's that's the effect that Batman has on Gotham, is like they don't know where he is. They know he can't be everywhere.
The best part of the Tim Burton movie, the first one, was that he was like an urban legend. Like people weren't even sure it was real. Like nobody really got a clear view of him. So they were just like, it's some kind of bat monster, kind of thing. And then they kind of build into the mythology where he gets shot and then he gets back up. Like that defies anybody's, sense of logic. And if the thing that they have that is their go-to to defense wise doesn't work on this guy, then they have nothing. You know what I mean? And so I thought that opening scene was pretty good, and I did like the fact that it knocked him on his ass too. Like that new Batman, he's taking all those gunshots and he's still standing up. Like
the scene in the hallway was the one that like completely pulled me out of it, man.
Yeah, how the hell
he's walking and he's
that?
Just like, and he's just walking through, and I'm like, come on, man.
That's
not what Batman does.
Batman's not is actually in my script. That little scene where he's fighting cops in the dimly lit hallway that's lit by machine gun fire.
Well, the machine gun fire lighting the hallway was fine. It's the bullets bouncing off of him that I had a problem with. Well, because it's like because Batman, actually the armor he wears, it's only supposed to be on his chest where the symbol's at. That's why he wears the yellow symbols, to draw the fire.
Shoot him in the face.
that he had the armor's everywhere.
Well, I know they've changed it, but in the beginning, that was the whole idea.
Well, no, that was just the Frank Miller line.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you know, I like that better.
it's like my black and white characters. They have power suits, so it absorbs the bullets. And they have like a slight. It's got like a slight force field that generates, but it's just like just above the surface of the thing. So they can get shot. They can absorb the blast and not get knocked on their butt. But if there was an explosion or there was anything more intense than that, or multiple shots, they're gonna land on their butts.
Like what Gnomsky says right there, though. Even if you're wearing body armor, like I've seen people get shot wearing real body armor, it knocks the shit out of you, man. Like and just absorbing like 50, 60 rounds like that, you're not gonna be able to breathe.
But it's billionaire.
It's not the bullet piercing your skin. It's the sheer impact of it hitting your body.
Yeah. But here's the thing. And here's the thing, though. If it weren't for the fact that Reeves came out and said that we're grounding this thing in its reality as much as we possibly can, I wouldn't have paid attention to that. I just like it's a superhero movie. Who gives a crap? But because he said that, I'm like, okay, now that's just bullshit.
See, that's the thing that I think is the general problem with comics altogether. Is when I hear somebody go, "We're going to ground this in reality," I think
that's not a superhero comic.
You're missing the point. No, it's called Batman. It's a character that dresses like a bat. Like this is very childish. This is not. This is not to be taken too seriously.
Exactly. Let's ground the whole
thing that I would be curious about, and what you guys are touching on right now, is like grounding in reality as opposed to like earlier Batman movies or that were a little bit more superhero-y. What the take is for selling merchandise, because half of doing these movies is selling the merch, selling the action figures. I mean, making little plastic figurines, it doesn't cost that much once you start mass producing them. And like looking back at like earlier Batman movies compared to these more realistic Batman movies that aren't necessarily aimed at little kids. I mean, like, 12, 10-year-old kids where that they want to buy the Batman figure. I'd be curious to see what like the numbers are compared to like earlier movies. Because I gotta think earlier movies were more aimed at younger audience. And
I can tell you right now that first Burton film, as far as marketing merchandise, that thing was a juggernaut. They teach that in schools, man. That thing was
Batman cereal.
Everywhere.
The teachers.
I used to have a box of Batman
on the Tim Burton movie. Just with the teachers, those guys made bank. And the thing is that, dude, even without effects, one of the coolest scenes of Batman is Adam West running with a bomb through the pier, trying to get rid of it.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yeah, actually, dude, that sequence has been stuck in my head ever since I saw it, like back in the 80s.
I like that they mirrored that in Ace Ventura, where you had the bat and the guano, and he was running with.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing, man.
Inspired by Adam West Batman.
Like I said, to sum it up though, I didn't think it was a bad movie. I didn't think it was great. I thought there were some cool parts to it.
I don't want to see it. I probably never will.
You're not losing anything by not seeing it, but at the same time, if you're like, you know what, I got nothing to do. I got a couple hours to blow. I'm 3 hours. I'm just gonna chill. Pack a lunch, man.
like I like that they just kind of let it die, because it is like maybe a 50-50. Like the fans aren't 100% on it. I don't think it made that much money that everybody's going, oh, it was a crazy juggernaut, kind of thing. So I'm sure Chris wants it to do better financially so he can sue for more.
It did over 100 million.
Yeah.
I mean, it did pretty good for 800.
Yeah, it made about almost just under 800 million. So
but I mean that brings up another question, because they're saying that the Batman Reeves his little franchise there is not canceled. So they so Gal's out for Wonder Woman and Henry's out for Superman, and now they're writing a younger Superman movie. James Gunn is writing. So are they really using this Batman movie reboot the entire DC universe? Because
I mean,
if they're gonna use this stolen story to fucking kick off all their shit, I mean that's what the fuck, man. or the other.
Well, let me just ask you, like, would Matt Reeves would his story work in a bigger context? I would say probably not. From what I understand, it's like when you start going, I'm gonna root this in reality, then you start getting yourself into a problem. Like you never hear those Marvel guys going, we're gonna make this a gritty, real story. They pick a tone that will work across the board.
But what's
you know
the
what I
option
mean?
with are they going to reboot Batman already? I mean, they just made a new movie, so
soft reboot it. I mean, here's the thing. The one thing that James Gunn has said that I'm like, okay, that gives me a little bit of hope, but not much, is no more origin stories. Okay, we all know where these characters come from. We don't need origin stories again. But then, in the same breath, he says he wants a young Superman that's learning the ropes. I'm like, that's a freaking origin story. That's Smallville.
Exactly. Smallville.
You know,
and it's
so
gonna
it's
be
like,
Elliot Page.
Honestly, I think he just got in there and was like, I want to do my own thing, and I don't want any connections, even though this guy may be the perfect Superman, and everybody wants, like, we want the big fights. We want him versus Mongo. We want him versus Doomsday. We want him versus Darkseid, Brainiac. That's what we want. We don't want to see him, learning the ropes again. And
part of getting rid of these guys is their salaries.
Yeah, it's all
money. They want to get the budgets down on these movies because that's how you make a profit.
Okay, but
even if it was a monster hit, if you're hitting 500,000-600,000 and you've got an actor, like look at the first Iron Man, look at the first Captain America. Robert Downey Jr. is like what, 500. He wasn't even making $1 million on the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, but look how in the end they're going to have to pay it anyway. Because look how much they were paying him by the end of it. I think
down the road,
after everything was all said and done.
Made a ton of money, you can pay the actors.
After
but
success,
to start out from scratch again, they want low budget actors. That's how you make a profit, and then you can pay them once you built this audience behind it.
They don't.
I think you can, just from a practical standpoint, if we learn anything from the Marvel universe, get the youngest actor you could possibly get, because if you go 10 years, you're going to get a good 10-year run, and they won't show that much age. But if you get a 30-something or 40-something, then you're really going to have a hard time with creating a universe that has any kind of longevity. So I think from a practical standpoint, that makes a lot of sense, because the reason I think Marvel is bringing all those SJW type characters that are replacing other characters and all that is because I think it was a way of doing it inexpensively, bringing new characters in, so then they could start bringing those into the cinematic universe. And so that, instead of you got your older guy that's Iron Man, you now got Riri Williams that's younger and more contemporary, and then she can go 10 years as Iron Man. You know what I mean? So I think that was all from a practical standpoint, because I think they started realizing these guys are aging out. Like Chris Evans, like all as good of shape as they were in what was it, Infant Wars, whatever it was. Infinity War. Those guys were definitely showing age. I mean, you look at Chris Hemsworth, as young as he was when he started Thor, and like the newest Thor to the first. Man, he was a freaking kid. Yeah. He was really.
And
young.
the thing is they've established the multiverse, so there's going to be a spot where 10, 15 years down the line, they're going to want new Iron Man, Captain America, Thor movies, and you're going to have a new crop of kids that come in. Because Disney ain't ever letting you go with that cash.
No, that cash cow,
So they set up the multiverse, and it's just a matter of when now.
Right. But that's a built-in way to keep longevity. So from a business standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. From story, from actually writing, great epic tales, it makes absolutely no sense. But it makes sense from just a business standpoint. That's it.
Here's the problem. You're never going to get somebody like Robert Downey Jr.
No.
And anybody they stick in that role, they are going to.
Doesn't matter.
They're going to. Yeah, it does matter. It does matter because the project will fail.
Yeah,
it matters to you, Bob, but it doesn't.
An actor and they slap Iron Man on it. It'll do good enough.
There's another thing we're not taking into account here. Like, we're at the tail end of the comic book movie supremacy, man. the highest grossing movies right now were Top Gun and Avatar: Way of the Water. Non-comic book IPs. I think we're at the tail end. Like, I'm not saying it's the end of comic book movies, but this supremacy of like the comic book movies
too
at
many
the
of
top, it's done.
I'm saying if you have
No.
one great movie,
Mhm.
people will come see it. It'll start it
Yeah,
all over
exactly.
again.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, just back on to Clint and Bob's discussion about, you know, getting the actors and all this other stuff. It's like, I do agree with Clint. It doesn't matter to them anymore. And I know this. Anybody that's worked for these companies, you know, Marvel, DC, and I was there in the Image Marvel days, there is an ego that says that these companies it's the character, you know, and so they're all about the character. So when Todd and Jim Lee and all those guys and the Image guys went up and said, you know, we're making millions of dollars, you know, on these books, and we're only, you know, you're making millions, we're making tens of thousands, you know, something's got to change. They said, screw you, it's not you, it's the character. So they doubled down on it. They let those guys walk. The only difference is, like Robert Downey Jr. went in there early on. He knew how to play the game, and he and his agent went in there and they renegotiated, because they knew if Robert Downey Jr. walked, they didn't have anything. So they were willing to play ball with him and what they had. But I guarantee you, those executives and their egos and the way Marvel is structured, they don't care about the individual, and they're not going to acknowledge the individual's contribution anymore, right? Moving forward, they're just going to hire whoever they can control and whoever works for the cheapest, you know, amount. I mean, not that greatness can't rise out of that, because some of those actors might be very good. Some of those directors and the visionaries might be very good, but ultimately, I think that's their mindset. I think that's
you won't see Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn again, and the only way you'll see Tom Holland as Spider-Man again is if he's willing to play ball on his salary. Like it comes down to contracts. Once that contract expires and you got an agent who's going to play hardball with the studios, they'll move on. Guess what? You're the third Spider-Man. There's no reason there can't be a fourth Spider-Man.
Yeah, Sony doesn't care. Look at the trash they make.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, here's the thing.
They'll just redo it again. The reboot.
Yeah.
If they try to put, like I said, like they may think that. They may think it's the character, all that stuff. They try to put somebody else in there as Iron Man and try to push that movie. It's going to flop.
Well, if it looks bad, they'll just bring in Robert Downey Jr. to be old Iron Man for the last few scenes. And then make a big deal about it.
Hey, Bob, I agree. And based on the actress that they got to play Riri Williams, people aren't overwhelmed with like how great she was either. So, but I don't think it matters to them. I think these are the same people that aren't willing to throw Chris, you know, some money for his freaking contribution. Like,
well, that's because they have to admit they lied.
Right, but I mean, at the very beginning, how hard would it have been? Like, hey, Chris, here's $50K, you know, and maybe some points on the back end for your contribution or whatever, you know. But that's not how they work, man. That's not how they work.
That's ego.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you're getting it.
No, I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is that they may not think that. They may think, oh no, we can do whatever you want. But when they do this stuff, it fails. And this last phase of Marvel proves
it's failed.
Look at how much crap they put out. They're not scared of failing.
And they're doing the same. You notice that their answer to this is to do the same thing that the comic book companies is instead of putting out the best product possible, you just flood the market. You know,
which is what the publishing company
which is what the publishers do. It's like it's funny how the same thing happened.
Okay, this is what. Thank you, Gnomsky.
Yeah,
this is where I was going with the Hemsworth thing. Because Hemsworth is saying he may not come back, whatever. There might not be a place. You know, he's playing that game. And the thing is, this is how you do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You play that and you just go, well, you know what? I might come back, but under these circumstances.
No more Taika Waititi.
Yeah, he was not happy with that. He was not happy with that.
Oh yeah, was it Mark Wahlberg did that?
Yeah, he said he couldn't stay in the shape he needed to for the Transformer movies after that last one tanked. Yeah. Well, it didn't tank, but it didn't make as much as they thought it was going to. And he says, well, I'm getting older. I can't. And now if you see him in his videos, he's in more ripped and he's bigger than ever. So he was just saying that because he wanted more money to come back to the Transformers movie.
That dude.
They're just playing the game.
You remember that movie that he did, Pain and Gain?
Yeah, he was. The movie was awful.
Listen, here's the thing. When he took that job, that he was like 165 pounds.
I thought you said he was going to say he was 150 years old.
In like 8 or 9 weeks, he put on 40 pounds of muscle.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, "Oh, well, I wonder how he did." It's like, gee, I wonder how.
Steroids. One way he did it.
It's like he didn't just do steroids; he did all the roids.
He did all the roids.
Yeah, he just took 10 years off of his life and gave him cancer.
Probably
he came in that movie. He was jacked.
He took the hormones. He ate a baby.
Dude, he just went out. He didn't get horse hormones. He just ate the horse.
Yeah.
Well, what you guys want to like for the second half of the show? You want to get into some of the Indiegogo shenanigans, or
yeah, I want to hear about this because I don't know about any of this stuff that's going on, and I was like, because we looked into it a while back, and we found that it wasn't necessarily shadow banning; it was that their system is just jacked up.
Yeah.
No, this one is they actually.
This one they removed it. Yeah.
They removed it.
So I want to hear this because
from the site.
I'm a little confused about what this book is. Is it the person who wrote it a social justice warrior? And
I got,
or is it making fun?
No, but they're super confrontational. So they, they knew they were poking the bear.
The bear.
Yeah. But oh my gosh, I was going to say something before.
Is it on answer my end?
Yeah. Well, let's just. Oh, I was going to ask Chris. How long do we have you, Chris?
I got to be out at 10 for another show, but we got an hour.
It feels like we're going to go on a commercial break here. Do we have ads now, Art?
There's an ad?
Who's Chris?
It's like Budweiser. Crack
sale price.
Ice cold
Budweiser. Sale price.
Now we'll take a break.
It totally feels like that's going to happen.
Yeah, I was hoping that everybody.
We got the Pirate Queen cereal, breakfast cereal.
Oh my god! Can you imagine like a cereal of pure buttocks and titties?
Snap, crackle, pop
from your mouth to God's ears, Pedro.
All right. Well, yeah. So let me find this article.
Hey, I just inked a whole panel, so that was pretty effective in my time.
You're getting paid to do the show. You're getting paid to do the show here. Well, this is the task, and this Indiegogo cancels.
You're breaking up, Art.
Yeah, you're roboting.
Indiegogo cancel culture.
We lost Texas.
We're roboting.
Yeah, you're roboting really bad.
Oh shit.
I could pull it up here. See here.
Man. Well, maybe Bob.
Better,
I put the link in the chat. Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Can you hear me? Okay, Indiegogo cancel culture comic book artists after successful fundraiser no appeal. Indiegogo has provided no information whatsoever except the emails I screenshotted. I've never seen that word spelled. That's weird. Screenshotted. No contact information or appeal process. So this is not a diplomatic way of doing business. So let me see if there's a backstory. If not, I can give you a little bit of backstory. Okay, on Friday, the crowdfunder site Indiegogo canceled a campaign by cartoonist, comic creator, and gender critical radical feminist Nina Paley. After the project had exceeded full funding, Indiegogo told Paley that her work titled Agents of Hag did not comply with their terms of use. Keep in mind, you guys, this is after it's funded, so it's been up for at least a month. It's funded, and from what I hear, Nina was actually, I think she paid for printing or had put a down payment for printing of this book. So, all the backers, back the book. This thing was funded 150%. She was using that money, rightly so, to create the book, get it printed and stuff like that. And then she gets, this notice. So this is her Twitter. She says, I successfully raised 150% of my comic book goal on Indiegogo. The campaign officially ended Tuesday. I just ordered books from the printer. Indiegogo just canceled the campaign. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh. Refunded the donors. They refunded the donors with no appeal. All the money, funders, orders gone. All right. Let's take a moment with this.
What did she do to break the terms of service? I mean, did she just tell some jokes? Because what the fuck is going on that you can't tell a joke anymore? It's fiction.
Well, for one, let's back up. Okay, there is a preview process with Indiegogo. They go over these campaigns before they, especially if you're a first timer, and that's where they're supposed to do this, right? Before it even goes up. Okay, so it went up, and then after they do this, what I think happened is SJW swarmed, or somebody swarmed, put pressure on Indiegogo, and then Indiegogo caved, and then just refunded the money.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to throw this out, and this is why I wanted to do this, because this pisses me off, man. Because this is how I fucking make a living for myself. You don't mess with that. You don't. I've always been like this. I've been very, very outspoken about it. Very, very protective of this. Indiegogo, they've done most of us right. I like Indiegogo's platform, all that stuff. So I have nothing bad personally to say about Indiegogo. But that's stealing. What they did, that was not their money. That was her money. Yeah. She worked. She ran a campaign. She hustled. She made that money, not Indiegogo. And then Indiegogo decides they're going to give her money away. That's her money. They're entitled to 7% of it. They're not entitled to all of that. So that's where I think, like, regardless of what she did, the book is not that offensive. I'll show you guys later.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to see what you guys, because we all make our living the same way, right?
Yeah.
So these people basically decided that all of her work, creating the comic, marketing the comic, running the campaign, all that stuff, nothing. All that money that she generated, it's gone, right? So how do you guys feel about that? That's fucking robbery.
It seems like the heady days of and the early goes of CG are over.
Mm-hmm. No, okay. I disagree with that, Bob. Because the thing is, like, okay, if Indiegogo stops being a viable option, it's not CG, it's Indiegogo.
Oh, I understand that.
So the thing is, like, okay, Eric Ulai did it by himself. He did a big investment. And some people in CG might copy that model. And people are already coming up with solutions within the community. So yeah, it's gonna take longer because the vote of confidence everybody had invested in Indiegogo is gone. So we have to find a place where we can rebuild that confidence again. But it's not like it's over. Like I will never say that because
I was being facetious.
Yeah.
But
No, I know what you mean, and I'm not like bashing you or anything.
It's just no, I get it. But the only thing what I'm thinking is like it just seems so strange that they would do that they would allow themselves to fall to this point. Whatever's going on with Indiegogo,
I think there should be a lawsuit because they're stealing money from that person. Like that would be like you doing a job for a company, right? And then all of a sudden that company didn't like something you said or whatever. And then they took that money back that you already worked for. You worked for that. That's your money. And then they, just because they have control of that money, right? It's not in your pocket. They have control. They have to disperse the money. They decide, because they have controlled the money, that they're going to reimburse it. They're going to give it back to all the backers because they don't like you for whatever reason.
It's
you okayed the project from the get-go.
Because everybody who said that the way that the tax statements come from Indiegogo, it's the people, the crowdfund, the people who do the crowdfunding. It's their money. It's not Indiegogo's money. Right. So Indiegogo has already said, "Oh, here's the money that you made on our platform. Now our platform made this money with your crowdfunding." So then, for them to pull it and decide to give it back to people, I can't believe someone okayed that. I can't believe a supervisor.
There's an element. There's an element we're not taking into account here, guys. Comics mean nothing to Indiegogo. Right?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
No,
matter.
I know. It doesn't matter, Art. But the thing is, like the problem right now is that Indiegogo is trying to save face because they make their money in technology. So they saw Agents of Hack as something that would be like the potential for a scandal, and they're operating horribly, illegally, but in their own interest. So I think we as creators should make our own space because we matter to ourselves and we matter to our backers. We can be in an environment where we don't matter. It's like chasing a girl who doesn't like you. It makes no sense.
Well, I'm a fighter, and the thing is, this is completely unethical.
Yeah, it is.
You know, like that's why I wanted to do the show. Like Agents of Hag, whatever the subject matter is, who gives a crap? You know, who cares if these are SJWs or like liberals, conservatives, whatever they voted for Donald
Trump supporters.
Who cares? The thing is, it was okayed by Indiegogo. They ran a campaign in earnest, with integrity. They were willing to pay Indiegogo their 7%. Also, the thing is, this is I judge people. I judge very harshly, but I don't care. Like when I see somebody at a fast food restaurant bring a cup in from outside, I'm like, hey, dude, you didn't pay for that. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of person I am. And so the Indiegogo they do a couple things that are already underhanded. And you guys know this. We're getting into tax season. Their shipping, the shipping total goes in with the whole total, which is also kind of misrepresenting because people go, oh, look at how successful. Well, no, all that money is not for the campaign.
In your pocket.
Yeah. Like a third of that money actually goes into the shipping.
If not more.
So that's already a problem. But what also happens is you pay taxes. Whoever runs that campaign, you pay taxes on that total. You don't pay taxes on the shipping deducted. And also, you still pay that 7% tax or that charge that Indiegogo charges you. You pay taxes on that money too. So pay taxes on that total amount. Whatever your crowdfund raises, you're paying taxes on all of that money.
No, Art, that's a deduction in your taxes. You would itemize that and say you spent $40,000 on shipping. Indiegogo charged you 7% for the platform, so you would deduct that from the gross amount in your taxes.
Right. But it shouldn't be there.
It shouldn't. No,
because the thing is, like, if you're not paying attention, if you're not paying attention, the IRS is double dipping because I guarantee you they're still going to get their money from Indiegogo. But if the guy running the campaign isn't paying attention, they're gonna double dip on that, and they're gonna make. Who did we lose, Chris?
Chris had to go. Yeah. I think he may have had to leave.
Oh, I thought he had to leave at 10.
I thought he said he had another hour.
No, we bored him.
Yeah,
we bored him.
But Art, share that picture on there. This is actually the campaign. It doesn't say it was canceled. It says it's under review.
But they said that they're
right.
Well, watch this. There's an email. Hold on.
I know. I saw the email that she put up but it's almost like they don't even know what's going on.
No, they don't. Yeah, they're a mess.
It's like two different parts of a corporation, and they're not communicating with each other.
And they're not getting back to her
jobs.
Yeah, but that shows you just how messed up the situation over at Indiegogo is. They don't even know what the hell's going on.
No. I mean, she's gonna have to sue them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Let me play the video so you guys can get kind of a take on.
What's that? Menopause woman?
Just talk over the ad.
Oh, teeth.
Oh no, the song is horrible.
You guys.
Agents of Hag. Oh my God.
I'm not going to say anything.
I might just be on Indiegogo's side on this one.
Menopausal.
Okay, this is the offensive. That's the offensive shit that Indiegogo.
I like the Banhammer.
I don't even know what it's about. It just looks awful.
Take on.
It's a 12-page. It's a little book. She's going to just relaunch the campaign. She should just go through Shopify on crowdfunding.
How much did she raise?
It's not
I don't know how much you needed.
Yeah, she can't sue.
I think it was like $1,500 or something.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that much money, but it's more. It's more the principle. It's more the principle. Because the thing is, like, I know Pedro said, like they're going to come after us, at some point or whatever. But I think they went after the low-hanging fruit.
Targeted.
Like, it's easy. It's easy. Right. Are we getting a delay?
Seems
here?
really
Is
random.
working?
No, you were saying something, Art. What was it?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, Clint was talking actually.
It just seems random. It doesn't seem targeted.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like there's, and I think people have talked about this before, there is a lot of little upheaval at Indiegogo going on right now. It seems like they might have lost some of their old management, and they're going through a transition phase with like new people, and the ship is a little bit, floating in the ocean with less direction than it needs. But people are still running campaigns. This seems to be an outlier rather than like something that has been reoccurring. I mean, Shane just ended a huge campaign there. Other CGers have like open campaigns that they haven't. I mean, I know there is shadow banning and stuff, but with CG, we're kind of impervious to shadow banning because we're so direct with our customers. It's like, we put the links out. Everybody knows about our campaigns. We're pretty much impervious to shadow banning. They can do it, but CG is going to find these campaigns and back them. It's kind of one of the wonderful things of being a part of this community is the diehard fans.
Yeah.
So
but we also have very principled. I'm just playing devil's advocate. So like Richard.
Sure.
Richie says, I won't back any book through Indiegogo. So we got some very principled people out here because there was a Kickstarter Indiegogo controversy early on and stuff like that. So we got some very principled people out there that don't like corruption and there is a culture war aspect to this stuff. So I agree on one hand with you Clint, but on the other hand, I don't know where this will ultimately lead. I don't know if CG is going to be okay with this long term, or if they're going to start demanding that we all start using alternate platforms. Because
this is going to be one of those things we look back on, like when we look back on like the early days of CG, is like it's been so transformative, like it's been so fluid, like it's such a new thing. Like, you don't know where it's going to end up. You kind of want to be along for the ride to see, because there's always something new happening. There's always a little bit of drama. There's like, no, seriously, like
no,
like
I'm agreeing with you. I'm new. I see it already.
We're fighting Marvel. We're fighting DC. We're fighting the SJWs. Oh, Kickstarter's full of SJWs. What's happening with Indiegogo? Yeah. But it's an adventure. It's an adventure I want to be part of. It's
exactly. It's exciting,
and especially because we keep winning. Like all of us together. Like if Indiegogo tries to fuck us, guess what? We're all gonna land on our feet. Like it's already Mandy just ran Jack the Ripper 2
from her website.
Yep, and like Mandy and Pete kicked ass on it. So like we're not being held hostage by Indiegogo. No. I think we'll be happy to use Indiegogo as long as it's a viable source for us. Yeah. But if it gets corrupt, guess what? That's not slowing CG down.
Well, exactly. I think the way forward is have different vectors of approach to reach backers.
That's just going back on the Agents of Hag, what I find really interesting about this is you know how they say like SJWs will eventually just eat their own, right?
Yeah.
Like this seems like an obvious like SJW type of project. They're like a lesbian couple, menopausal, like it's all in the description, menopausal, like lesbian couple with saggy breasts, right? They go and they take on cancel culture. So the only thing I can see is that that they take on cancel culture. So cancel culture is like, oh no, you don't.
Oh no, we'll cancel.
I'll fuck you first. You know, get all like uppity about it, and they're like, I'm gonna talk to Indiegogo, and then Indiegogo, kind of like all you guys are saying, is like they don't want this shit on their side, right? No. So they don't want any controversy. So if SJWs go and they start talking shit or start trouble, they're just gonna get rid of whatever it is. But they have to realize that they contributed to this. You know what I mean? They had a chance at the beginning to slow down, understand what they just greenlit, and then stand by it. And so for me, that's the problem. The problem is they okayed the project. They okayed it, right?
Yeah.
They put it up on their platform or allowed it to go up on their platform, and then pulled the rug out from under them. Like, I guarantee you these women weren't they weren't pulling those shenanigans. They weren't like, no, this is really what Agents of Hag is. It's this. And then all of a sudden did a different comic book, you know, when they did the crowdfund. I don't think there was anything.
On the last page of the book, it's like, and we love Trump.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah. I don't think it was that way.
Honestly, I think what it is, I think there's a very small group of people at Indiegogo that are taking advantage of the Discord and just the disarray that's going on over there right now. I think that's what it is.
Well, I think there's
on principle. Yeah, but on principle, I don't feel glee on the fact that they got like booted out of Indiegogo because, dude, I don't condone those tools like canceling campaigns, shadow banning campaigns.
Yeah,
that's not what we do at CG. Like, dude, you have something to say it. The backers will back you or not. That's as far as we go, right? So the thing that okay, they created this monster, and now that monster is biting them on the ass. Part of me is going tee hee hee, but I don't like it.
It's more of a cautionary tale. It's like, see, I told you.
Yeah, well, I think what it does is it goes beyond that. Like if we take all that aside, what Indiegogo as a company did is they greenlit a project, and then they pulled the rug out from under that project. They didn't say, we don't want this book anymore moving forward or anything like that, or like, don't do this again. They took their money. They stole those ladies' money, and they gave it back to the backers. That is unethical. That is a complete abuse of power. Just because they had access to that money, they did it. If that money had already transferred over, they couldn't have done it. The only reason they did that is they abused their power, and they did what they did. And that's the scary part. But that's not like a new tale. That's a tale as old as time, right?
Yeah. Do we know, because somebody was saying earlier that the creators of this book were pretty vocal online. Do we know like what caused this, or are we just speculating or guessing?
Okay, we're speculating based on the subject matter, but go ahead, Chris.
Well, I mean, it's this fucking notion that people, you know, have the right to thought police you. It's not even government going after you, or, you know, so it's literally just some schmuck that works at a company going, well, I don't like what they're saying, you know, let's turn their shit off. You know, it's like, you know, it's so infantile. So if you did the shit, if it's a little bit offensive, it's humor. It's not real. It's fiction.
Right.
It's a genre of fiction. It's, you know, when someone gets murdered in a story, nobody loses their shit. Is murder okay? It's fictional murder.
Right.
So it's, you know, it's ridiculous to sit there and go, well, that's not allowed. You can't say that. And a fictional
the only thing
story,
is the only thing is coming up through comics and when the internet first started in chat rooms, like the comics portion of the internet has always been infantile. I mean, it's been arguing in chat rooms and getting mean and nasty with each other about, like, you know, Batman lore, or
like,
you know,
who's
whether you
stronger,
like
the
Peter
Hulk or
Parker
Superman?
Or Matt Reeves' porn stash.
And there's certain people that can handle it and joke around about it, and then there's certain people in the fan base that take it way too serious, and it can cause problems. So,
but also,
as unfortunate as that part of it is, it's always existed in the comic book fan base on the internet.
But you know, we're trying to hold real world people, you know, an author of a story, you know, accountable for things that a fictional character did in the fictional story. That's like, so we can only write, like, you know, characters that are do-gooders and don't offend anybody. Like, you know, you need bad guys, you need fucking drama, you need conflict. You know, of course somebody's got to be off color somewhere. Otherwise, no fucking story.
I mean, there's an element of this hack fight that we're keeping out. I don't know if you're into SJW lingo, but you know what a turf is?
No, dude, don't fight. You know, all that stupid shit. It's just like,
yeah, exactly. It's dumb, but that's the fight they're having, because a turf.
They're accusing these girls of being turfs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what is a turf? Explain that, because I don't know, and maybe some people
what they're going after J.K. Rowling
exactly.
about. J.K. Rowling wants to defend women's rights, and then by defending women's rights, she's like putting down transgender people.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So then anybody who's defending transgender people, they go after J.K. Rowling with bloodthirst.
Well, I don't blame some of these like gay and lesbian groups and stuff like that, like wanting to distance themselves from some of that stuff, because
they're starting to fight in amongst themselves about these topics.
Right.
It's like,
I mean, this is the clear definition of not my fight. I just have my popcorn here. It's like, okay.
But I just want to like really distill this down, and I know I've said this, but this is theft. They did a job.
Yeah.
They should get paid for the job. It's that simple. If they want to move forward and say, you can't do this book here anymore, you XYZ, put some parameters on their campaigns moving forward, you can do that, right? Because it's like you can't scold a child for something they were never told they couldn't do, right? You can't do that. You can't all of a sudden write somebody a ticket for running a stop sign if they don't know what a stop sign is.
Yeah. Like come to Latin America, Art.
Well, people. But they also say that ignorance in law is.
And I mean, if they've ordered the books already, they're on the hook for that money, and they're depending on the money from Indiegogo.
That's the whole thing, though, because we're talking about $1,500, but what if it was $150,000? We'd have you know,
even if it was $150, it's not fair.
It doesn't
and the
matter.
thing is $1,500 can be a lot of money for a small budget project.
You
know, it's like.
What's the book called? Hag or something?
Agents
of Hag.
All right, so
HAG
I support your
is
bullshit.
an acronym.
Go fucking fly your freak flag. Do what the fuck you want to do, and go see if it works. You know.
Well, I say they should come over to CG and we're fucking back them. Like,
I know.
God, they would make
that would be
fuck all that other stuff. Like the
they
thing
make
is,
money just on principle, because there's a lot of CG backers that be like, "Fuck the man, you guys are getting
I would back them just for to help."
Oh yeah, Eric the Guapo says it's the wrong kind of feminist. Yeah. Like there's but the thing is, they'll eat them. They'll eat their own, man. That's the thing about SJWs is they will go after each other for like minute infractions. Right?
You're wearing the dark. You're wearing the dark green ribbon. We're all wearing just the regular color ribbon.
Yeah. So you need to
brown ribbon.
That episode of Seinfeld all those years ago, where Kramer is the AIDS walk.
Demolition Man
doesn't want to wear the ribbon.
Doesn't want to wear the ribbon. Like those guys were so far ahead of the times, and they called it way early. But like that epitomizes everything that's going on today.
Well, you know what? This is funny. This is a little aside, but my wife and I were talking about like we've met people like this like 25 years ago. Like my roommate John Moore was one of these guys. He was SJW. We had a neighbor lived across the street, and our little daughter, she was like 3 or 4, and I got her like a Snow White outfit, and she's dancing out in the front yard. So innocent, so beautiful, right? Just warming my heart just thinking about it. She comes across the street. She goes, "You're letting her dress up in a dress?" And I was like, "Yeah, she's a girl." And she goes, "So you're teaching her to be gender specific?" And I said, she's a girl. And she's like, and then she's just like, I'm the fucking like unenlightened, like I'm the knucklehead, right? And I'm like, I was like, she asked for the dress. I didn't freaking go. You know what I mean? Like she wanted the dress, so I bought her the dress. She's a girl. You know what I mean? If she wanted a fucking truck, I would have bought her a truck. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not raising her to be gender specific. She is gender specific. She was born a girl.
Why did you want to move to Texas again, Art?
Because of the knuckleheads, exactly. Yeah, dude, but the thing is, this was 25 years ago. I'm just going to your point, like with Seinfeld and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing is, like, I thought these guys were knuckleheads. I thought these people were just like, they were the fringe group. But now they're dangerous because they're exercising power. They're getting you canceled. They're the ones that
they're trying to infiltrate.
Right. And in the most critical ways, like they'll fuck with your money. They'll mess with your livelihood. They'll get you canceled. They'll get you fired. They'll, all this stuff. And it's like, that is why I'm in the culture war, because you come after a guy's livelihood. I don't care how old fashioned or whatever this. Fuck you.
No, you got our pissed off now.
I appreciate
you know what I mean?
timing. Now I can set up a Shopify crowdfunding plugin for my website, so that if I want to, I can launch crowdfunding on my website at the same time I do Indiegogo. So I'll at least have a backup.
Yeah,
this is what it's taught me. It taught me I need a backup.
When are you thinking of launching Deth Raider? I don't know what your timeline is.
Mid-February.
Mid-February. Okay, so coming up pretty soon.
Yeah,
that's a good time. That's a good time.
Yeah, Chris and I are launching it roughly the same time.
Oh, awesome competition! Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Art was giving.
We're gonna stoke those fires, man.
About signups, and I listened to that, and I'm like, oh man, because I was gonna launch it around Christmas time, and I'm like, oh, I should wait. If Art thinks Chris should wait 2 months, I need to wait 2 months too. So I took that advice to heart. Yeah.
Well, I think it all depends on really what your goals are as far as your numbers. There is. And Clint will back me up. He's done enough of these campaigns that there's like with signups, especially with Comicsgate, like Indiegogo has their own statistics. They say like you'll get 10% of your signups to back, but Comicsgate you will get way more. You'll get like 50% of the signups to back you, which is a great thing. But it's also it's motivation. So if you know that. Then if you have a target of what your base is, like the thing is you and Chris haven't really jumped into the crowdfund thing yet, so you don't really know, and you haven't really built a reputation that far yet, but you have to know that your numbers for signups will reflect where you're going to be. So so like I know, like if you could get 1,000 signups, then you're probably going to do an 80 to 100K. And Clint, like either back me or not, because I think that's kind of the numbers. The numbers are if you get 1,000, that's the sweet spot.
You're getting that 1,000 range, but that's not where everybody starts out at.
No. I just want to say
that's just like that's the top end of a lot of CG campaigns.
But just to set your expectations, the reason I'm giving like actual numbers is to set your expectations. Yeah. So if you know that you need around like roughly 1,000 people, because also if you can get 1,000 to back your campaign, then that's like that 1,000 number. That's the sweet spot, right? Yeah. And then once you get past that, then it's just. Well, even 100K is kind of icing on the cake for most campaigns. And I look at mine as like, I don't know how it happened. You're working your ass off to get there.
We don't know either.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird, man. I know, like, oh, Chris is so cocky, man. He's like, I think you said early on, you're like, yeah, I'm going to annihilate you.
That day will come.
You said the day will come. Yeah.
I'm gonna come to your house
10 years.
So, okay, who's going to mop the floor with who now?
Well, that's the great thing about CG is it's kind of competitive too.
Yeah,
because I'm nowhere near the top guys, but like I can see how the path is created, and it's like it puts the drive in you, it puts a little bit of the fire in the belly, and it's like I mean, Pirate Queen, me and Mandy's last book hit 52,000.
Nice.
So like that's halfway to the mountaintop.
Yeah.
And it's like you build off that. And then the thing is, you show people that you get the books out to them. Guess what? All of a sudden you're picking up more backers. You're building off of each campaign. And that's kind of the way to do it is like, you're not going to get those 1,000 backers maybe on your first campaign, but on your second or your third, and you show people that you can put the books out on time. You give them an awesome
and the books don't
kick-ass comic.
Yeah, that you're timely, reliable, and talented.
The thing is like the numbers used to be, and like everything changes constantly. But you, what was if you run a successful campaign and you deliver and you do all that stuff by the book, right? Your next campaign, and this is usually based on the same IP, but not always. Your next campaign will double that campaign. Those used to be the numbers. I haven't kept up with it like for the last year or so, but most of the people, that's how it would do. Like
I hope you're right.
Black and White was that way. What's that?
I said, I hope you're right, because 104,000 would be awesome.
Clint's eyes are really big.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, because you're like,
but all your campaigns, Clint, like they've done better.
Kind of,
each one did better than the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm built on every campaign.
I'm working with the cartel, so it's a money laundering scheme. So our target is we'll run $100 million through my first campaign, and then
Well, God forbid.
How many? You're like Art. You know all the pros. How many pros are going to come and ask you about your money? How you're money laundering?
Well, I was going to say, Rob,
making money to these comic book pros. It's got to be money laundering.
They'll be the people.
God forbid, Rob, if Indiegogo tries any shenanigans with your mob connections.
Oh my!
They'll get a phone call, and then another phone call, and then a burning car.
And then burning car. A trip to the glue factory.
Here's your horse head. Enjoy.
Yes, in your bed or your poop, like Amber Heard. Amber Heard
doesn't do horse heads.
It doesn't do horse heads.
No, they kill.
You gotta own the horse first.
What about poo in the shape of a horse head?
Fucking horse head is not gonna work.
Well, you know what? Let's show what Indiegogo is going to get in the future, and let's show what CG crowdfunding is all about. So let's do a round robin, and we can all kind of pitch our campaigns and talk a little bit about them, and one way or another, man, these things are going to exist. We're going to be successful, with or without Indiegogo or Kickstarter or whoever.
One way or another, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. There's too many smart people, and I hope Rob, really breaks down some barriers, because I just want to ride his coattails in.
Rob, you're already on Comic Kings, which is kind of a huge coup. So I mean, take full advantage of that, and I mean that's a big audience there, and that's there's a lot of guys on there, but when you get your shot, promote your stuff. That's
we're trying
being on Ethan's show. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
Art and I were probably laughing to ourselves the other night because everybody else was getting shared.
Well, the thing is, you can always I listen, and I can always hear the jokes, and I just always hope that somebody else can. And the thing, I'll tell you, this is a pet peeve of mine going on shows like that, is I'll throw out a joke, right? I'll throw something out, and then it gets no attention. And then Malin will say it, or then Ethan will say it, and then it's yeah, insightful, great, this is funny.
It's hard with that many people on one channel.
Can you guys see my 70s porn poster back there?
Oh, shit,
is that what that is?
That's a 1971 black light kind of porn.
Oh, you can see it totally.
Wait, I think that's my disco ball.
Oh, shit! Look at your little shrine there to the 70s.
Is that what that white thing is? Is that white globe? Is that on
that's
light,
just fucking throwing the fucking lights up on the disco ball.
Oh, but
I'm just assuming there's a
lava
time portal at your front door, and you walk into 1973.
Dude, fuck everybody. My house.
Art, what you gotta do, man? You gotta practice your delivery, man.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta come over top of them.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because my thing is, if I even am the kernel of the joke, right? I think that people that are paying attention to the show will hear it. But if it can entertain people and I had something to do with it, that's all that I really care about. But there is a part of it that you just like, oh, shit,
I just said that.
I just said that. Yeah, exactly. So then, like when Rob was cracking wise or something like that, then I would go, wait a minute, Rob just said this, so people could take a moment and go, oh man, that's pretty funny.
Let me steal it. Yeah.
I kept wanting to bring up Black and White so that Art would bring up Deth Raider.
No, I brought yours up.
Yeah. You see,
I brought yours up.
Reciprocity.
A little bit of back rub in there.
The thing is, like for me, like it's always like it always works best when I don't take it too seriously. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I take it seriously, then I get kind of uppity about it, and it's not fun anymore.
But dude, you're funny on that show, anyways.
Oh,
you don't want to get uppity.
You crack wise, it's hilarious.
I crack wise, get in the trunk, smell the towel or the rag, and get in the trunk. Like,
I don't know. All I can think, like Chris showed that poster, and I'm listening to 70s porn music in my head. Bang, bang, bang.
He's got his tracksuit on.
All right, well, let's promote. Okay, Pedro, what do you got? I can't play anything because I can't deliver sound. So
no, it's all right. It's all right. So Tropical Magic Second Chance coming this month. You can get RT Bear's cover again, and this is the last time you're gonna get it. And 72 pages of action-packed Latino action. No SJW messaging. It's just two guys, blue collar. Kind of, if you see Tremors, Val and Errol, that relationship, but with magic.
Pedro, really can you share it? Can you share the link?
Pedro, we need to see images, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get that ready then for you.
Damn it, Pedro.
Show it to everybody.
Yeah.
All right, this is an early warning for everybody, and this really goes to you, Chris. Don't you have anything there to show?
What did I have anything to show? Damn it!
I'm on my wrong computer, so I'm not going to be able to share anything.
I can't share on my iPad.
Look at Bob's already like I'm on it.
Bob's got to share everybody's.
I got them all in there, man.
Nice.
Oh, Bob rules.
Oh.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do work around here.
I know. Pedro, what are you doing?
I'm looking for the new cover we're offering.
He's looking for porn.
What about the link? Can't you share the link?
Oh, Bob, before we go, can you touch on, before we close out tonight, you should really touch on a little bit of Saudi Arabia's.
Oh my God!
Oh, the wrestling.
This is huge.
Is it true though?
If it's true.
All right, I'm sharing my screen right now.
It's not a done deal, but it's going to happen. They've got so much money.
Yeah, we should touch on this.
Yeah, we'll do it as a parting shot. Just bring it up after we promote the books.
So,
that looks cool.
This is Tropical Magic's, the cover exclusive for Kickstarter.
Oh, nice cover.
And this is RT Bear's ink cover.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow, that's
we offered
pretty.
it on the Indiegogo campaign. We're offering it again in this second chance. We're not offering the art book, but we're gonna do like a pin-up Gals of Tropical Magic supplement for this campaign. So it's something special and some new trading cards. And if we're planning to do this on March, my next book, because I got three IPs I'm going to be working on tandem, I can show you some of Waifus and Kaijus, which is just like it sounds. Robots and babes fighting giant monsters.
Oh, cool.
So this is my love letter to 80s mecha anime like Messenger Z, Transfer Z, Voltron, that kind of stuff. And I'm already on page 6 of this book. So
are the robots big?
What's that?
Are the robots in the background? Are those like giant robots to fight giant monsters?
Let me look a size comparison. I have it.
Hey Pedro, do you like the Bubblegum Crisis?
Yes.
I got some cells from that anime.
I mean, if anybody wants to pick up Cowboy Bebop is on Amazon right now for like $12 or $13.
Oh, wow!
Series.
I drew Voltron at Devil's Due.
Nice. So this is the size comparison.
I'm sorry. Did you get paid like nothing?
Did you get paid?
But the key word was I got paid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
not a lot, but he did get paid. That's awesome, Pedro. This is good stuff, man. So this is going to follow Tropical Magics.
Tropical Magic. We're doing Tropical Magics 2 afterwards. We're planning it for September, so it's going to be rolling. I have 3 IPs on the back burner, so we're going to be getting a lot from Pedro Ang this year, and from now on. I want to do this for the rest of my life. So
awesome, Pedro.
We want to see it for the rest of our life. I got to read this, man. I got to read this. Do it. This is good for my ego. Thank you, Danky Frankie. Bart, you are hilariously funny really funny on Kings. You may not say much, but what you do say is hilarious.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Danky Frankie knows where it's at.
Danky Frankie. Yes. Oh, man. Pixel Trader is in the hizzy.
Hey,
what's up? Yo.
Pixel.
All right. Well, let's get into some Clint Helinski TNA action.
If you got me covered, Bob, that'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh, look at Bob's frowny face.
I can do that. You give me a second here.
Bob's got the frowny face.
I'll be on my regular computer next week.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
I did.
Which one do you want to do? Slave Girl versus?
Sure, we can throw Slave Girl.
That's the pre-launch, right?
No, Slave Girl is currently running.
I thought you said Slave Girl versus Pirate Queen.
Yeah, Mandy posted she's like delivering an ass load of books this week for Pirate Queen 2. Pirate Queen 2 leads directly into Slave Girl, which is still in demand on Indiegogo right now. And then the pre-launch is for Pirate Queen versus Slave Girl, which will be launching after Mandy gets all the Pirate Queen 2 books delivered. So I've got them lined up in a row here. Slave Girl is finished. I'm just waiting to close it out, and then send it to the printer. So that'll be shipping this, in the next month or so.
Oh, so I mean, Mandy posted a couple of books she was delivering. That's not Slave Girl?
No, that's all Pirate Queen 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Pirate Queen 2. So
here is. Oh yeah. Well, Slave Girl is just you, right? That's Mandy's not involved with Slave Girl.
Is just me, and then Pirate Queen versus Slave Girl is me and Mandy again. Her writing me art.
So is this the one you want to watch, or?
Yeah, just play that one. That's good enough. It covers both bases.
Okay.
Both bases.
Die. The Pirate Queen.
Voiceover
versus Slave Girl.
I love how the energy just coalesces right around their breast.
The finally face off. All thoroughly plotted. And then I got a real program. Hot babes in space fighting each other, aliens, tentacles, nudity, toplessness. These girls have trouble holding on to their tops. Giant mohawk, pink aliens, blue guys, chains, boobs. It's got everything you want in the comic book, really. So, I mean, why not go out and buy one or buy two? I've got variant covered. Buy 3. Boobs, look at that. Boobs, tentacles, you know where those are going. Mm-hmm. It's all good. Look at that.
Oh, no.
Those aren't pickles.
Pickled tentacles. Nice.
Ew, pickles.
Pirate Queen versus Slave Girl. It'll make a man out of you.
Exactly.
It'll put hair in your chest.
Yeah, you'll read that book and you'll age 30 years and come out with hair in your balls and being dead.
Slave Girl versus Pirate Queen will get the job done for you guys.
Well, I don't know what this means, but Clint, you have a spirit animal.
Yeah.
Clint is the spirit animal.
Emerald said Greg Land would be proud of that shot.
Yes, absolutely. I'm giving the fans what they're looking for.
Well, I want to Pixel. You are forever welcome. You are so much behind the scenes here with Comicsgate. So anytime you want to come on, my friend, and
dude,
and promote stuff,
doesn't get enough credit, man. Like what he's doing with Indicron is awesome.
Yeah,
yes,
it's just a good way to like learn about new campaigns and how they're doing. So, dude, needs to get around more, man.
Yeah, one of the only things I miss about California is being able to hang out with Pixel Trader, and it was good times, especially when they pick up the tab. When they pick up the tab.
Are you cheap bastard?
I am a cheap bastard.
How do you think I've been around for so long?
Yeah, I get by with very little. No, I'm a demanding taskmaster, man. I want it all, and I want it now. Yes. I want it all. All right, Chris Wozniak, what do you got?
What do you got?
Yours up, man. You want me to play it?
You got nothing.
Price.
I got
I got the sale prices that shows this week.
Don't you even have original artwork you could hold up or anything?
Well, in my attic.
In your attic? What the hell?
My studio's up in the attic.
Come on, man. You got to put some effort behind this.
Come on.
Hi, I'm Chris Wozniak, former writer artist at Marvel and DC Comics. We are going to watch a teaser trailer that I made. It's an animatic video. It's a little crude. It's for fans of South Park or Archer or Rick and Morty, that type of thing. You know, very clever but very off-color adult humor. And Penelope Powerhouse, my new graphic novel, will be found on Indiegogo. There's a link in the description for that.
It's got breasts.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Morgan Despair.
Can you pause that for a minute, Bob?
Most miserably
Hey, or Chris, you gotta listen to Clint how he pitches, man. You gotta
put some inflection in your voice.
Dive into Penelope Powerhouse.
I like that. Dive
outrageous gag humor.
Just pretend like you're from the 70s. You got like you're like a local anchor, and you got like teeth that are twice the size in your mouth.
Yeah. We'll bring him into some voiceovers.
Hi, my name is Morgan Despair, and people say I'm the gloomiest, most miserable.
I would love it if Clint did the
dude.
Clint, Penelope Powerhouse.
His actual video with these girls doing the voiceovers, that is gold.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is really once it gets going, yeah.
Yeah, the actual animated part with the girls' voices, like that sells it. That is pure gold right there.
Yeah, I'll let it play out. I always give Chris a hard time.
Dire high school student in all of Sunnyside, Nebraska. And okay, maybe they have a point there. And this is Penny Pretty, better known as Penelope Powerhouse. And as you know, she's America's solar-powered teen superhero sweetheart. Penny represents all things wonderful and good and righteous and true. She has millions of fans all over the world who love her to death, and of course they do. Penny has perfect smile, perfect hair, perfect tits, and the perkiest ass anyone has ever seen. And she's even environmentally friendly. That's right, she farts pure hydrogen. One of us is the nicest, most kind-hearted person in the world. The other is a fucking bitch monster of galactic proportions. So naturally, we hate each other. How fucking lucky am I that we're the same person? Because while I was on vacation with my parents, I got this awful sunburn, and I vowed never to go into the sun again. But this infuriated an ancient mythical sun god who cursed me to suffer from a sunny disposition for the rest of my life. So by night, I'm my normal, wonderful self, but with every waking sun, solar-powered Penny takes over my body. And now, no one can see me or hear me while Penny spends every day ruining my life. You see, Penny Pretty, the super wonderful queen of virtue, does everything in her near unlimited superpowers to irritate the living shit out of me. For my 16th birthday, she ruptured my boyfriend's ball sack while letting my filthy gym teacher bang me. And things get way worse from there. And two teen girls share a body without driving each other crazy? No, they fucking cannot! Find out in the sun-soaked adventures of Penelope Powerhouse, a brand new, all-original graphic novel from full-blown psychosis. Somebody fucking kill her!
That gym teacher scene is brutal.
What? Man.
It's traumatizing.
That's dark road.
The sign up, the link is in the chat, guys. Check it out.
Oh, and you guys, I know this, and I shouldn't really say this on a live stream, but Chris is talking to, I think her name's Nina from Agents of Hag, and there is going to be a crossover.
Oh man,
dude, sale price chicken breast boneless supports Agent of
Hag. Indeed, yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Rob, top that.
What?
Deth Raider is going to cross over with Agents of Hag.
No, it will not.
No, it will not.
No, they will.
I would love to see you draw their characters.
Yeah, yeah. Deth Raider with backup story written by Vida Ayala.
Absolutely not.
All right, what do you got for us?
I'm waiting on Bob.
I got it.
Oh my
what am I just everybody's boy today?
Everybody's a
you guys Bob. All owe Bob some.
We're all
cash.
divas.
Yeah, dude.
We're all divas.
Yeah, dude.
All right, here we go. There we go. Yeah. Oh, guy.
You guys all need to send Bob some original artwork. Where is this? Oh, here it is. It's the Mia.
It's a me. Get rid of this shit. There we go.
Deth Raider trailer. Are you ready?
No, I'm not.
God.
Deth Raider.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic groove up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the new song. You cannot save me, because I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing. All here for the taking. Don't want to test your luck with me.
Damn, that's cool.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Okay,
need more
Rob,
nipples.
You got the.
So, Deth Raider is a big cyberpunk story. It starts with his origin. He's a Marsoc Marine, which is where you get the Raider part. He's a soldier. Him and his team get ambushed on mission. His team gets wiped out. He's critically injured. And because of the circumstances of the mission and the situation, he is able to build out a suit so that he can still exist, still walk around. So that's how he becomes Deth Raider. And Deth Raider's on a mission to find out who ambushed his team, why. And at the same point, because of the things he can do now, the evil corporation's chasing his ass. And there's a few elements I want to keep secret, but it really becomes this kind of I want it to be a really fast paced chase type of story where him and another character, because you got to have a hot chick in the book. So
yes, you do.
And so she's the co-star, and they are going place to place trying to stay ahead of the bad guys, while at the same time they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on and why did the mess happen. So that's pretty much, and it's 100 pages. Now, not all 100 pages are going to be story. I'm going to throw in a few pages. Remember the annuals where they would, or the Image guys did that, coming soon, or here's some characters that we want to do other projects with. A couple of pages of that with cool pinups of that, but probably at least 90 pages. We're going to be, depending on how I pace it out. So it's going to be a monster, especially.
I think that's a really good idea, and I've done that with some of my books too. Is you want to show, like, especially when you're like you got more stuff coming, give little tasters or teasers, and people love that in the back of books to the see stuff coming. I think that's a really good idea.
Oh, thank you. Plus, just to see what the response is, the response to Deth Raider and the response of some of the other characters that I'm going to throw in there, because I know after 90 pages, I mean, if it's a big success, I'm going to want to do another Deth Raider. But if it's a decent success, but I get this response from about the other characters, and I'm a little burned out. I might want to do, one of the other books, one of the other ideas.
Right.
Yeah. Just try to keep it a little fresh.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then, of course, depending on the cartel, then I'll just hire a bunch of people to do all the other.
How much cocaine can you get into a comic?
Enough to make a bear go crazy.
Yeah.
Hey. Oscar contender of the year. I guarantee it.
Cocaine.
I saw we were walking. My wife and I out to dinner. There's this little shopping area. And we're walking by the theater, and there's like a ad for Cocaine Bear. She's like, Cocaine Bear. My wife is the sweetest person, and just to hear her say Cocaine Bear,
Cocaine Bear and
Thinking about cocaine,
are going to be the two best movies of the year.
What is Cocaine Bear?
Yeah, it's so low budget though. It's painfully low budget.
But the bear looks great,
dude.
Like the bear looks great. Like all the effects look pretty fantastic.
Ray Liotta's last movie, man. Come on.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
Yeah, dude. But guys, speaking of
about
cocaine,
Ray.
Panama just impounded 13 tons of cocaine, and instead
what
of
from your couch cushions?
No, they impounded it because it was in transit from Colombia, so they impounded the cocaine, and they just shipped it to you guys. Like they sent it by plane. It comes legally to the U.S. So someone's having a party.
Well, all I can say is, Pedro, thank you so much.
It started as 20 tons, and it ended up 13 tons by the time it got to America.
All right.
We got to America, it was like 13 tons.
I'm going to share some shite with you guys.
Here we go.
Here we go. Razor Roof.
Here we go.
We got Black and White Man versus Machine, Volume 2.
120K. Damn.
In a world where law and order is often blurred to gray, justice can only be black and white. So thank you guys so much. We got 1,437 backers. Not too shabby. I want to thank each and every one of you for backing, supporting, and just help creating this dream. 25. I think Frega said it's almost 30 years in the making. So thank you guys so much. We have the follow-up cover here, which is drawn by me, colors by Stefani Renee. We got some cool variants by Kenneth Roquefort. We got Joe Bennett, fresh from being canceled from Marvel, got fired from the Hulk for saying some things people didn't like. We got, who is this guy? Pedro Ang. Who the hell? What a goof. We got Von Klaus writing. We got Pedro Ang doing pencils, inks, and colors. I do believe this is his first comic book ever, and he hit a Grand Slam home run. The guy is a badass mofo. Here is volume 1, second printing, and we got the brand new cover here. We completely sold out of the original. So this is Kyle Ritter's colors, my pencils and inks. We still have a few of these 94 Grey Capullo covers. And then there's layouts. This is the only place you can get original artwork right now is in the layouts. And then we have all kinds of cool stretch goals. So you guys, the links to all of these campaigns are in the description. Even if you have backed a book, we got these Keshi figures. We still have a few of these left. We have some T-shirts. We have the Inco T-shirts, and we have the black and white wraparound shirts designed by Red Valkyrie herself. Shay did a great job on those. So you got that to look forward to. And also, I got a few pages I want to show off here. We're getting down to the wire, so I want to show you guys some progress.
Oh,
so
wow.
Hopefully you can see this. This is black and white wreaking havoc.
Nice.
Awesome art.
Thanks. And then so we got 42 here. So we got all these. This is becoming epic. The scope of this story is just expanding. It's growing. There's so much to this story. So if you read the first issue, that's a ton of setup. So we got a lot of that taken care of, the heavy lifting. So now we can kind of expand the world and get into a bunch of crazy action. I really like the way this panel right here came out.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Cool.
I like the big robot.
Oh, thanks. And so then we got some more destruction going on. Some of these are still work in progress, you guys. So
look at that texture.
You like it?
Yeah.
This is so Rob Hunter of me.
Except I do it everywhere.
I'm ripping you off. And so we got some cool stuff. Robots getting their asses handed to them. I don't think there's any good robots in this story. So my saying is the only good robot is a dead robot. So we're going to do our best to make sure that you guys get your fair share of robot carnage. And, yeah. So, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, look at Reed. Black is giving his best to this damn mech, and it's not having any effect at all. What are they going to do? I like this. This is like he just picks White up and throws her head.
I really like how you handle the size of the mech and the perspective. I really like how you did that. Like, he's huge, but at the same time, it's still a dynamic panel. That's nice.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, man.
Good stuff.
Coming from Rob Hunter, I really appreciate it. So, yeah, you guys, it's coming along. The whole book is written, dialogued. It's all laid out very, very tightly. I think we have up to page 50 as far as pencils. And I think we have, we got 43. I got 43 on my desk. So that's in ink. So it is coming along. It's a little slower than I wanted, but I think it's the best work of my career. So I appreciate everybody. Thanks for giving me the time to do this. And I hope to hell that you're entertained by this book, because it's got everything I can possibly give. So thanks again to everybody. And once again, you guys, all the Pontificators, their links are in the description. So you can click on those links. You can go sign up for the pre-launch pages. You can back these books. I think the only two campaigns, is it yours, Clint, and mine?
Slave Girl's still live and in demand. So yeah, that one is live still.
So then, yeah, you can pre-launch, sign up for Pedro's book, Clint's new one, Slave Girl versus Pirate Queen, and Chris Wozniak's Penelope Powerhouse. I think he had to take off finally.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's maxed out his time. So thanks.
Signed up still.
Oh yeah, and Deth Raider. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got the sign up for that. That book looks incredible, Rob.
It does. Yeah, everything I've seen art wise looks amazing, Rob.
Yeah,
it makes my eyes hurt.
Yeah, well, that's the sign. That's when you know you put everything into it. When your back hurts, your ass is numb, and your eyes are seeing double. That's when you know you put everything you have into a page.
Don't you wish you had those like prime eyes of like 35 to 40 to work on your own stuff, and it's like you were grinding it out for somebody else using your prime years?
When I was young and stupid, I used to wear contacts. And I used to try to work with my contacts, and so it was not good. So
when I was younger,
I was stupid.
Yeah, when I go in for the detail, my eyes will be like, "Hey, we should go to the eye doctors and check your prescription," because I'm just like, but I know I don't need a new prescription. My eyes are just getting tired.
You know what I do?
Question for Art and Rob, like. I mean, I know you guys mostly ink, but do you ever ink digitally?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, what I do, like, kind of, I do hybrid. So I'll lay things out, half sheet, 8.5 by 11, and then I'll scan that. Excuse me. And then I'll put it into digital, into Photoshop. And then if there's things I want to rearrange, like storytelling wise, whatever, I'll do it there. And then if I like some of the drawing, I'll enhance it. And I just kind of play around with it digitally. And then I'll print it out blue line. And then once I'm done with it, then I'll scan it again and I'll play with it in Photoshop. So if I notice like a head's maybe a little too big or something's off, I can do it easier once it's done than having to erase it all and redo it, or Rob knows this, like white it out and then redraw over the whiteout, which is a pain in the ass to do.
The reason I bring this up, and just because, you know, you guys are a little older than me, but I'm getting old now. And I would listen to stories about George Perez, you know.
Yeah, we're all
George
older.
Perez was a master of detail. With Clip Studios and the zoom in function, like, you don't need to put glasses on. You don't need to put, like, you can zoom in to a detail. And once you get the feel for it, you can still keep that detail that you would put in when you were 20 years younger. And you don't need to adjust your eyes. You can just bring the artwork that you're drawing on to a bigger size and maintain that control and that detail that you had as an inker for all these years, and not lose anything because of your eyesight. You're just making everything that you're drawing on bigger. And it's I think it'll give a lot of artists an extra bit of longevity as they get older.
I do understand that, but I know that my business motto with Deth Raider, one of the reasons it's 100 pages is not just because of the story, but because I understand that as a first campaign, if it doesn't do crazy fantastic, and it's honestly, if it's a mediocre launch, I'm selling most of the artwork. And so everything is on paper.
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of drawing on the computer, and then I'll light box it over, or I'll blue line it. But you know, most of the artwork is done on the page, just because I plan on selling the artwork, and I've known from the beginning that that's part of the business model, especially because
my work is still all like on the board, you know. But the thing is, like that
makes total sense.
Like what Clint was saying, and I do this, Clint, and it's great advice. I'll take it in, and like I'll ink it. No one's gonna know that I flubbed the line or I did whatever, right? And a lot of times it's really, really small. So what I'll do is I'll bring it in digitally, and it's mostly I do it for myself, is I'll play with it, I'll clean it up, or I'll adjust it, you know, digitally, because there are some things that you just, I don't know, it just takes too much time, too much focus. So I can work faster that way. And then, you know, if I want, I can bring it in digitally and fix it up. And you're probably still using crow quills and brushes. I'm using like Sharpies and
microns,
freaking microns. And
stuff. I'm using everything, but I do touch up in Photoshop or in Clip for the whiteout, because the whiteout looks fine on the original, but once it's scanned, sometimes the whiteout breaks up.
It's dirty.
Yeah, it's dirty. So I do a little bit of cleanup for the files. You know, I've done that before, just because it does look dirty or gritty, and I wanted that, you know, cleaner lines, or, you know, more pronounced whiteout effects.
Right.
Yeah. So I understand that.
Art, take us home, son.
Do the thing.
Do the kill.
All right, you guys. This has been a blast. I want to thank everybody, all my Pontificator brothers. You guys, I look forward to this every week. This is a lot of fun. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for making this go by. Like, the 2 hours just fly by. All your interaction and stuff are definitely just plus the show. And thank you for the super chats. And Pontificators, we'll see you next Wednesday. So you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll see you then. Take care.
Bye, everybody.